Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB CAIIB English Medium. Today in this Hero to Superhero series, we will be talking about the concepts as well as questions for your principles and practices of banking. I hope that in the last class where we have discussed two or three concepts regarding the banker customer relationship, you guys have gone through that particular PDF as well. If you have not, it is highly recommended to download it from the link given in the description box, where you can directly go to the virtual library and download the PDF right away, because it will serve as a revision resource for all of you who want to revise in real time. So today in this particular lecture, we will be talking about various important concepts, as the format of this series is like this only, that we will be discussing the most important concepts, and along with these concepts, we will also be looking into the questions. Fine, certain questions will also be discussed so that we have a good amount of practice also in real time. Okay, so in case you have any kind of doubt, feel free to ask me in the comment section, and also if you have any kind of suggestion also, please drop it in the comment section as well. Fine, so let's start our discussion with the difference between pledge, hypothecation and mortgage. This particular table we have done in the last class also, so this particular discussion will be treated as your revision only. Whenever I talk about the pledge, hypothecation and mortgage, these concepts not only are covered in your module A, but also forms a good part for module B as well. Therein, you will be having the specifics of pledge, hypothecation and mortgage, but in module A, only the difference is to be known. So we will be looking into the specifics also when we go further in this particular series. But today, let's discuss only the difference pointers. Here, the type of securities, if we want to differentiate between pledge, hypothecation, and mortgage in the form of type of security. So always remember, for pledge and your hypothecation, the type of security which is included is the movable one. That is a handy one. And as I have already told you in the previous lectures also, in PPP, or whenever you are studying any concept regarding the banking industry in our country, you must lead by example. Fine, you must know that what is the example for a particular activity which is going on. So for pledge, hypothecation and mortgage, always you must have one example each so that you can easily relate. So for pledge, always remember gold loan is the most important or the relevant example. Hypothecation, the best example will be the car or vehicle loan, and for your mortgage, it will be the housing loans. Fine. So directly from here only you can say that pledge is having what? Movable asset. Same, hypothecation is also having the movable asset, but mortgage is having the immovable assets. Then the difference lies between the possession of security, whether the security will remain with the borrower or the lender. So under pledge, it remains with the lender, that is the bank. And when I talk about hypothecation, it remains with the borrower, the customer. And in mortgage, it is usually with the borrower. Why usually? Because in the English mortgage, fine, one particular type of mortgage is English mortgage. In that, the particular property involved or the immovable property involved will be having the transfer rights to the banks as well. But in India, this type of mortgage is not functional. That is why here it is written, it usually remains with the borrower. And maximum cases in our banks, in the banks in our country, we see that mortgage involves the equitable mortgage only, which in which the ownership lies with the customer only. Just the documentary proof of the ownership lies with the bank. Okay, so these examples are also important along with the difference pointers, because question will be asked around them only. Next important topic is the money laundering. Always remember, there will be certain tables in your book, or for that matter, certain figures will be there. Fine, certain flow charts will be there. All these things are very, very important when we talk about the PPB subject. So for the money laundering cycle, what all you need to remember in the book, it is mentioned under the process. Fine, a particular process is assigned, that yes, how money laundering happens in a normal scenario, and this process involves three stages. Fine, and these three stages combined together, clubbed together, will be termed as money laundering cycle. So how this particular cycle starts and how it is completed. So it starts off with the collection of dirty money. You are having some black money, or for that matter, some illicit funds are there. You are directly placing the dirty money or the black money into the financial system. So the initial step, the first stage of this cycle will be termed as placement. You are simply placing this money in the financial system via various banks. So you will be opening up, let's suppose, 10 uh, bank accounts, and in these accounts the money, the black money, will be distributed. So you'll be integrating this money so that you can utilize it in the later stage. And the next stage will be your layering. Via layering, what you are doing, you are transferring the funds from the particular placement which you have done using the number of accounts or the multiple bank accounts. Now you will be layering those particular amount of money. Via layering, you will be making quick payments, you will be making n number of payments, so that even if the authorities want to recognize that whether a particular fund is illicit or not, they won't be able to do the same. So that's why you will be layering the funds. Lastly, you will be integrating the funds into the entire financial system. How you will be integrating the illicit funds, the black money? Because you are now having the excess of this money via legitimate bank accounts. Fine. So you can make the purchases. Fine. Purchases using the amount which is there in these legitimate bank accounts. And once you start purchasing things, you start purchasing the luxury assets, you start making the financial investment, commercial or industrial investment, the money will slowly and gradually be termed as a legal money. So the final stage will be to perform an action which converts the black money into the legal money, which you can freely utilize now. And when I talk about this integration, this will serve as the last stage. So all these three stages combined together will be termed as money laundering cycle. And this cycle remains in the financial system till we identify the black money. Always remember, this cycle will be there until and unless you have a proof or you can curb the movement of black money. Otherwise, it will be there forever. Fine. Then, along with the various stages of money laundering, the cycle, money laundering cycle, we also have certain important sections which are defined in the PMLA, that is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And these sections can be asked in your examination. So what are these sections? First of all, section 3 is important for us. The offense of money laundering has been defined under section 3 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Fine. Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Right. So in the classes, in the paid classes, we tend to discuss at stretch that how the PMLA has evolved in our country, what all legalities are involved here. But in the Hero to Superhero series, our mode of operation or our offering will be limited. Okay, so we will be targeting only the most important topics. So section 3 defines the offense of money laundering. Then the section 45 of the PMLA stipulates that all the offenses under the PMLA are to be deemed to be cognizable and non-bailable offenses. You need not to prove the offense at first stage. Fine. You can directly uh, have the criminal arrested if you feel that yes, money laundering activities are ongoing. And these offenses, whatever are being defined under the PMLA, they are non-bailable. Fine. No bail will be granted under any circumstances. Fine. So section 3 defines the money laundering. Section 44 stipulates that all the offenses under PMLA are to be deemed as cognizable as well as non-bailable. Then comes the more important section, that is section 4 of PMLA, which stipulates the punishment. So how the questions will be asked? See, questions they will ask using the section number, or they can ask you vice versa, that how a particular offense is defined in the money laundering? So the answer will be under section 3 of PMLA. What section or which section of PMLA stipulates that the punishment of money laundering activities will be imprisonment, or for that matter certain fee will be levied on the criminals? Which section? It will be section 4. Like that, direct questions will be asked. So section 4 of PMLA stipulates the punishment for money laundering offense, which is rigorous imprisonment for not less than 3 years but up to 7 years, and fine also as per the gravity of the offense. So various offenses are defined under the PMLA, and accordingly you will be charged or you will be fined. You will be levied certain fine by the authority of authority whosoever is dealing in these offenses. Okay, so section 4 is very important. The punishment stipulated under the PMLA is discussed here. In cases connected with offenses under Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, the imprisonment may extend up to maximum of 10 years. So questions can be asked that what is the maximum amount of imprisonment, maximum time of imprisonment which can happen under the PMLA. So the answer will not be 7 years. It will be the 10-year maximum imprisonment. Fine. Whether it is for narcotics, drugs, or for that matter psychotropic substances, they will be the criminals will be tried for 10 years. Imprisonment will be for a maximum of 10 years. What are these psychotropic substances? These are the substances which you can call as drugs also. So always remember, psychotropic substances are of two types: one, legal psychotropic substances; second, illegal psychotropic substances. So the legal ones are the very common ones. You also must be consuming them. That is tea or coffee. And the non-legal, let's not discuss here, because we just want to know that what is the exact meaning of psychotropic. Next important reports of your you can say various transactions which are happening in the banks. So there will be certain reports which will be generated for a particular time period and a particular amount which is involved. So there will be certain monthly reports. Following 4 reports are required to be submitted for each calendar month by the 15th of the following month. These will be reported by the banks. And why they are being reported? So that we can have a mechanism to understand, to know for sure whether the funds which are being utilized in the financial system are they illicit funds or they are legitimate funds. Okay, so 4 reports which are being you know discussed in the book also, they are CTR, that is cash transaction report. Then we have CBWTR, cross border wire transfer report, non-profit organization report NTR, and your counterfeit currency report. So when I talk about the specifics of these reports, they are important. So the CTR will be there for cash transaction of rupees 10 lakh or more or equivalent. Point. All those cash transactions which are of the quantum of rupees 10 lakh or more, for them CTR will be there generated. Series of cash transaction in a month integrally connected aggregating to rupees 10 lakh. So if there are series of transaction in a month, but integrating all those transactions, combining all those transactions, the aggregate amount comes to be 10 lakh or more, then also you have to generate the CTR for that particular account. Okay, so they will be submitted for each calendar month by 15th of the following month. Always remember, these monthly reports, these 4 monthly reports will be submitted on the by the 15th date of the following month. Supposingly we are sitting in August, fine. So the report or these 4 monthly reports of August month have to be submitted by 15th of September, fine, by 15th of September. Okay, that is the deadline, you can say, for the banks. Then we have CBWTR, cross border wire transfer report. The cross-border wire transfers of more than 5 lakh or equivalent, whether they are being originated in India or the destination fund is in India. So always remember, the international transactions of rupees 5 lakh or more must be having the component under the CBWTR, and all the funds, whether they are generated within India, fine, So if the fund from, let's suppose, XYZ country is routed to our country, or for that matter, the funds from India are routed to XYZ country. For both the types of transactions, CBWTR report will be generated if the transaction amount is beyond 5 lakh. Then we have non-profit organization report, that is NTR. The receipts by non-profit organization of more than 10 lakh or equivalent. Fine. So non-profit organization, what are these? Supposingly, which are not being directly registered in any accounts, but they are having the nature of their business listed as non-profit. They are not here for profit. So if the transactions are more than 10 lakh, then again, they will be, if they are receiving the transactions beyond 10 lakh, then NTR report will have the specific mention of those transactions as well. Then we have the counterfeit currency report, that is CCR. What is a counterfeit currency? Counterfeit currency is basically a particular type of currency which is not a legitimate one. Fine. Mostly we have seen that in case of the money laundering activities, the illicit funds which we talk about in the money laundering cycle also, they are placed in our system using the counterfeit currency only. And these counterfeit currency, who will be generating this? It will be generated by the criminals, by the particular perpetrators who are there to generate the black money. So counterfeit currency, not the money which has been supplied or the currency which has been supplied by the RBI, still it will form a part of the financial system. So all the counterfeit notes received in the financial system will be reported you can say it irrespective of the amount of money or the quantum of money involved. Fine. No limit is there. Even if rupees 100 is received, fine, and that is not the legal money which has been supplied by the RBI, then also the monthly report of CCR will have a mention of this particular amount. Fine. Next, we have the KYC norms, customer due diligence procedure, that is CDD. And under this particular chapter, that is the next chapter after we have done the PMLA, the most important thing will be the procedures. Fine. Whatever procedures are defined by the RBI or for that matter by the bank's respective board policies, they will be very, very important. And the CDD forms the utmost important topic in that chapter. So what all should be remembered from here? Only the first three you must lay special emphasis on. These three pointers are very important for our examination because they involve certain limits. And always remember in PPB, there are two type of questions which are mostly asked. One based on the authorities, that who governs which type of activity, and the second one is the limits. So since the limits are there in the CTD also, customer due diligence procedure, let's have a discussion around that. Accounts of non face-to-face customers, OTP based Aadhaar verification restriction for accounts for non face-to-face customer with OTP based eKYC of Aadhaar. So as you know that the bank accounts are opened based on various procedure. One such procedure is for those customers who are not visiting the branch, fine, and they are submitting the documents online only and they are present in online platform itself. Fine. The KYC is done via the online platform of a particular bank. For that, there will be certain due diligence procedure which are not followed for the offline customer. So aggregate balance of all the deposit accounts of the customer shall not exceed rupees 1 lakh. If they have opened the account using the eKYC or the online KYC, then the aggregate balance of all the deposit accounts should not exceed rupees 1 lakh. And also the aggregate of all the credits in the financial year in all the deposit accounts taken together shall not exceed rupees 2 lakh. So these two things are very, very important. The limits 1 lakh for the aggregate amount of the balance in all the deposit accounts. And when I talk about the credits, the amount which will be transferred to this particular account, which has been opened using the OTP based Aadhaar verification. For that, the entire amount or the aggregate amount in a financial year should not exceed rupees 2 lakh. For borrower accounts, only term loan shall be sanctioned. Fine. So there are various facilities when we talk about the loan accounts in a bank. So for such type of accounts which are opened using the online KYC or the eKYC, the particular account holder can enjoy only one type of fund-based facility, that is term loan. And the aggregate amount of the term loan sanction shall not exceed rupees 60,000 in a year. So the term loan amount is also stipulated to be rupees 60,000 in 1 year. So these 3 points are highly important. Fine. Next, let's try to solve a question based on the money laundering cycle. Fine. So according to the money laundering cycle, which we have discussed in the lecture, which stage is characterized by making the illicit funds difficult to trace by moving them through a series of transactions, such as a transfer to an offshore bank? So which will be the correct answer here? So first step will be placing, then it will be layering, and then it will be the integration of money. So how you will be placing, we have just seen in the money laundering cycle how the money is placed via opening multiple bank accounts. Fine. Layering, how you will be layering these bank accounts by doing the multiple transactions. Fine. Multiple transactions will be there so that you are not traceable by the financial authorities. Finally, integrating via various purchases. Fine. Integrating the money in the financial markets, financial system via various purchases, and the black money will be converted into the legitimate funds. Okay. So the stage which is characterized by making the illicit funds difficult to trace by moving them through a series of transaction, it will be known as option C, that is layering. Fine. So these type of questions you can expect in the exam as well. Fine. Next, another question based on PMLA. Consider the following statements regarding the offense of money laundering as per the PMLA. So first statement says all the offenses under PMLA are considered as non-bailable. All the offenses, we have just seen that they are non-bailable as well as cognizable. The maximum punishment for money laundering is always 7 years of rigorous imprisonment. Although we have seen that 7 years is an upper limit for some type of, you can say, activities, but for the particular activities which fall under the psychotropic drugs, it is maximum 10 years. So this will be a wrong statement. The PMLA defines money laundering and outlines the punishment of for the offense as well. So 1 and 3 will be the correct answer. Fine. So I hope that you guys have learned something new via this particular session. This question, which is in front of you, this will be your homework. And I want everybody, whosoever is watching this video, to reply in the comment section that what will be the correct answer here. Fine. So now let's move on to the PDF, as in the last section, which we have covered the class 1 of Hero to Superhero series. Many of you were asking about the PDF of that session. Now we have, for all of you, for your convenience only, attached the PDF in the virtual library also, the link for which will be available in the description section, and you can access the virtual library via scanning this code as well. Directly you can scan and you will be redirected to the virtual library. Fine. So this was it for today's class. If you have any kind of doubt, feel free to ask me in the comment section. And still, if you have any suggestion for us, again, I would suggest you, suggest you that you must give the suggestion in the comment section as well. Fine. So try to revise from the PDF which is present in the virtual library and try to answer the homework question as well. We'll meet in the next session with the same uh, mode of operation via some concept